Chloe, you're safe with 4 votes.
Oh.
And Mira, that leaves you with 5.
Oh my
Sedona,
God.
unfortunately, you have been raptured with 1 vote to save.
Made it through again. I would very much like to stop being in the pits. It's not fun down there. It's not enjoyable. It's not like a fun little time. It's terrifying. Just anxiety provoking. I got more votes to stay this round than the previous one, which is great. I love that. I got out who I wanted to get out. Sorry, Sedona. You were number 2 on my list. We're going into round 3 now for the Omni trial. I'm excited to see what's next. And I'm hoping it's some sort of intelligence-based challenge, because if it's like balance or coordination, I have no chance.
So right now I'm kind of deciphering like who I want to work with. I think I see myself and JoJo being a really good close-knit pair. I do want to work with Mira. We played Survivor in the past. She did kind of screw me over and vote me out, so I'm kind of keeping her at arm's length. But I think that overall, like right now, it's too early to draw a type of line in the sand. I'm going to work with her until I feel like it's necessary for her to go. But as far as like my number 1 ally, I would definitely say JoJo.
Welcome back, contenders. Sheila Devil here. You made it to round 3. Didn't think you had it in you. So far, you've unlocked a gate and watched some TV. So I'm turning up the heat. For your 3rd Omni trial, knowledge is power. And we'll be playing some trivia. This competition is called the Golden Ratio. Everyone will have a marker board in front of them and secretly write down a whole number between 0 and 100 in response to a percentage-based trivia question. Each round, the person who is furthest away from the correct answer will be eliminated until we are down to the last contender standing. I'd say good luck, but I don't really care. See you in the pits.
Welcome to the Golden Ratio Omni Trial. Round 1. What percentage of people deal with bugs in their homes by taking them outside rather than leaving them alone or killing them? Okay. Question 1. Everyone please reveal your answers.
So the golden ratio game is they will state a fact with an answer, and that the answer is a whole number. The person who is furthest off, whether that is above or below the answer, is eliminated from the round.
The answer is 23. That means 42 is incorrect and Jon V is eliminated.
I'm feeling so confident about this game. No hesitation, put down, I think it was like 42%. And I was wrong, and I am the first one eliminated from that challenge.
Round 2. What percentage of people have peed in public pools?
So as I'm trying to guess the percentages for these different questions, I just have no idea. It's kind of a crapshoot.
And reveal. 66.
Oh, it's
that means Lydia is 23 away and is eliminated.
I did try my best on that one, although I was not upset about being out because, again, I do not want to be the Omni.
What percentage of people go by their middle names?
My strategy going into this game is to, well, obviously try and guess a number. That's the answer if you can. But my strategy was just to guess a solid number that is definitely in the middle so that someone will always be above or below my answer, keeping my answer safe each round.
And reveal. Well, the answer is 3. Seb and Dresden both said 45. Round 4. What percentage of people have urinated in bottles to avoid stopping during road trips? I will say I have.
So we go into the Golden Ratio Challenge, and it's literally about percentages, statistics, surveys. That's what I do for work. I work in market research, and I literally every single day I make surveys. I send them out to people, and I look at what the results are. So I see this, and I'm like, obviously it's questions about like pissing, so I don't ask that in my surveys, but I get the general sense of like how many people would select something. Like it's my job to know that kind of thing and how to interpret it.
Everyone ready and reveal. Chloe or Mark will be eliminated. 29, which means that Chloe is eliminated.
Man, when they started asking me to put up percentages for these random questions, I was just so out of it. I was so slap happy at that point. It was even later than the other challenge was, and I was like, it was getting worse. It was like 1 a.m. and they were asking me these random percentage questions and I was just guessing. I was pulling numbers out of thin air, like trying to figure out what it could possibly be.
After eating bowls of cereal, what percentage of people lift up their bowls to drink the remaining milk?
As opposed to lapping it like a cat.
Up to your decision.
So we're playing this game where you have to guess a percentage of people that took a survey. So my strategy when I'm playing this game is I want to pick a number solidly in the middle of everyone else. It doesn't matter if I'm right or not. I just want to be in the middle. And my worry is the less people we have, the harder it is to pick a middle number.
We are about to reveal Trevor.
69. Hey.
69. Mark is the highest, but the answer is 73, and Mark was almost, maybe he was the closest.
This competition was called the Golden Ratio, and my strategy is to try to be somewhere in the middle of the pack and then halfway through kind of forget I'm doing that and fall off on the end.
Round 6. What percentage of people prefer to stay cool in their cars by means of open windows and not AC?
Very small.
3, 2, 1. Reveal. Javan is the highest at 49. Lowest is 15 with Trevor. 19, which means that Javan is eliminated.
So as we're playing the Golden Ratio, honestly, I'm kind of drunk at this point, so I'm just making some guesses randomly, I guess.
What percentage of people own hammocks, according to a study? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Lowest is Mira, very slimly, by 12. And then highest would be Mark at 30. It's 17, which means that Mark is the furthest.
So my strategy in the percentages game was to try to play the middle as much as possible and hope that I fell on one side or the other of the numbers. I was doing really well. I ended at 7 out of 10.
What percentage of people have photobombed total strangers? 3, 2, 1, reveal.
So I'm over here in this competition and I'm like, I wasn't far off for at least like a lot of them. I felt like I was in the middle. I was like doing decent guesses and I was kind of trying. What I wanted to do was beat Becca, my like enemy for no reason, but also there's reasons, right? That's all. I'm like kind of like tunnel vision, but I don't care. Like it's early in the game. It's all I have to work off of.
Biggest is 67 and lowest 34. So we got Trevor or Nate. 53, which means that Trevor's eliminated. Round 9. When given the chance of Superman's X-ray vision or his ability to fly, what percentage of people would choose flight?
I just wanted to kind of think of the questions in a practical way and kind of get an answer that wasn't going to be too high or too low to put me as like somebody that could be eliminated or being too far from the number. I know like some of the instant numbers that pop in my head are like 69 when something is like super close, but I would just like take some off and do like 63 instead, and that saved me for quite a few rounds.
3, 2, 1, reveal. 71 is highest, lowest is 52. Becca or JoJo? Answer 83, which means the lowest Becca is eliminated.
That's crazy.
Next question, round 10. What percentage of people wear socks when they sleep at night?
It better be 0. Wear socks. What percent of people sleep with their socks on at night, which should be 0%. That's disgusting. Do not sleep with your socks on.
1 reveal. 84.
Get rid of the bow.
Oh,
12 plus 12. It is above 18. Nate becomes Omni, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nate is eliminated. The final round. What percentage of people prefer smooth peanut butter to crunchy?
It's down to me and JoJo. We have pulled the same number. It's down to me and him. And I think this last question is going to be a super high percent, so I go solidly like 84. And we reveal
75 and 84.
No, I was gonna guess that.
and we reveal, and JoJo looks over at me and says, "That's what I was gonna put."
62 is under 80, and that means JoJo.
I needed this! I needed it, I needed it, I needed it, I needed it. What do we do? So I'm thinking for my nominations this week to kind of sift through some rumors and gossip and figure out who's kind of starting to work together, and at the same time not ruffle feathers or put more red on my ledger.
I'm glad that JoJo won the Omni Challenge over Mira, just because I have a better feel for what he would do. And when I talk about what he would do, that means probably not put Dresden in the pits.
Yeah, so far JoJo and I have hit it off pretty well. We have not had any previous games together in the past, but I think we just have very similar vibes. It's still really early, there's still a lot of contestants, but he does seem like someone that I would align myself with, and him winning makes me feel like I am probably secure and not who he's going to be targeting this week.
So, first came into the game, saw JoJo, or as I know him as Joe. I don't know what this JoJo rebrand is. The first thing Joe tells me is, I'm playing a different game. I'm trying to be loyal. Okay, all right. So JoJo wins this Omni. In my head, I'm like, it's either going to be JoJo or it's going to just be Joe. He is a Big Brother player. I played Survivor Columbus with him, and he was a real sneaky, sleazy, back-cutting player, and he got out my number one in that game. And what I essentially did was I executed his whole Big Brother tribe and got rid of 4 of them in a row. So JoJo has power. So let's see if the rebrand is true or if I'm gonna get nominated. So early on in the game, I made up a big lie to get power to some people. I said I had beef with a former Survivor New York player, but there was nobody I had beef with. I used Mira as the scapegoat to be the person.
So after the first rapture, I am talking to Jon V, who put me down in the pits. He told me that someone approached him asking if he had beef with someone he played with in Survivor. Now, he hasn't been telling people that he played in Survivor Columbus with JoJo. Somehow, this has been turned around that Jon V and I know each other and we have beef. I do not know this man. I've never seen this man in my life. So unfortunately, I think because of this perceived beef that Jon V and I had, people kind of started picking sides between us. And it was very much like, am I with Mira or am I with Jon?
I was told that Jon has beef with someone he played in Survivor with. He's saying it is Mira, but they were in 2 separate seasons. They actually haven't played together. The only one who has played with him is me. So I need to deduce down where his beef actually is. I'm 100% playing a very honest and friendly game this time around, which is hard trusting people.
Yeah.
So JoJo winning Omni in the percentages game felt like a good thing because he was in our original Couch Alliance. So I felt pretty safe with him, and he and I have connected.
I got 5, Chloe got 4, Sedona got 1.
Okay.
Which was not what was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be 5-5 and 0. Mm-hmm.
Is it the same person you did?
So JoJo and I have very similar play styles. I was excited to kind of get to work with him and kind of make moves and see what we could do. Him being Omni, I'm not worried about going down in the pits. I'm not worried about like having any issues. So like I think I'm just gonna coast through this round.
I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want to put up people that I've already been up.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's his name? The brown shirt.
And the what shirt?
He keeps winning the pits.
Javan. I agree with that one.
Trevor was the only one on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So to keep more red off of my ledger at the beginning, I'm going to repeat some names. So I'm going to say Javan again. I'm going to say Mira because I want to see what happens between her and Jon. I want to see if he takes this as an opportunity to go after her. If that is the case, that's who his beef is with. And if he doesn't, then it's probably me. And then just because we didn't talk a lot of game, I am going to go with Trevor.
Welcome to your third ascension. JoJo, please let us know who you're putting into the pits.
All right. So they always say this, but this like really wasn't fun. Just need to put that out there. So I just chose the picks that I think would ruffle the least feathers. So first I'm gonna have to say Javan. Second, I'm going to have to say Trevor. And third, I'm gonna have to unfortunately say Mira. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so I know this looks bad, but JoJo and I had a conversation. It was JoJo, Nate, and I. And our thought process was, I got dragged down last round. A good move would be to continue dragging me down if I don't win the power of protection. So you think if we put me down initially, I can drag someone out or I can get up there?
Yes.
Instead of...
That's what I was thinking.
Fuck. So why not already put me in the pits so I can get the power of redemption or the power of drag down, and I already have the votes to keep myself safe. So I agreed to let JoJo put me in the pits because we wanted to have someone that was on our side down there.
It is now time for JoJo to enter the gates.
So just came through the Golden Gates for the first time, found out that the jury get to stay in the house in the Golden Gates. Even though their game is over, they're allowed to mingle. They can lie, they can tell the truth, they have nothing to lose. So this kind of changes how I'm gonna play the game a little bit. I'm definitely normally more of a little more cutthroat player. And I think I'm gonna be a little more open-handed, cards up, honest game this time around, which is gonna suck. But just with the jury floating around, you don't want to get caught in a lie right now.
So JoJo nominates me. He puts me in the pits with my bestie Trevor and also Mira, who I'm vibing with. So I'm not loving that decision by JoJo. I could sense that we haven't really talked much, so I am not surprised by his decision, to be honest.
I really vibe with both of you, so I want whoever one of us lead and bring someone that we know we can get out, and that all of us stay. Next thing you know, I'm up with Javan. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was with Mira as well. So I'm like, okay, this is very weird because I thought that JoJo and Mira might have been like working together. I was like, okay, we're starting. I'm fucking here then. I'm no more throwing nothing, no more none of that shit.
When I was upstairs in the first round, Jon V was targeting you because he said Absolutely. He said that you had played Survivor, some sort of Survivor.
So that's who he was saying he had beat. It was
That
me?
was you. That was
For this third Power of Redemption competition, the 3 cursed ones will be playing the golden word. One at a time, you will have 15 Velcro balls that you can toss at the letter quilt for 1 minute. Each letter you hit will be written on a marker board. Once you have done all 15 throws, the letters that you have will be displayed on your board, and you will have another minute to write down the longest word you can think of with the letters you have, including any wilds you may have earned. Wilds are question marks. The player with the longest correctly spelled word will be our winner, and the second place will have the power to drag someone into the pits with them. In 3, 2, 1. S. T. U. P. P. S. O.
So, Power of Redemption game is a spelling competition. And if you ask my middle school teachers, it's very well known that I lied my way into being on the spelling bee team in 8th grade because I can't spell to save my life. We have to try to spell the longest word possible after throwing Velcro balls onto some letters. And I'm thinking, okay, let's spell the word while I'm throwing. That way it's the easiest way to go. So I wanted to spell hippopotamus. I think it's HIPPOPATMOUS.
Hippopotamus.
H. C. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Your word is stupid.
I ended up not being able to spell that. I did get to spell one word though. I spelled the word stupid, like the spelling competition. Not good at it.
3, 2, 1, start. P O W J.
So I am the worst speller in the world. Literally, like, my favorite words are wig, slay, and bussy. I find a way to say that in every single sentence because that's like the 3 things that I can say. But English is my worst subject in school. Like, you give me a spelling comp the first time I'm like put to the test, girl, what do I do? So I'm just like staring at it and I'm like, well, at least I'm tall. Mr. Gates was giving the rules and he said something like, you're gonna win the power to be safe. And I'm like, power. So I just took the first word I heard and I'm like, wait, I can make that powerful. But I was like, is there 2 L's or 1 L? I literally didn't, I was like, I think it's 1, I think it's 1.
M. Okay.
Powerful girl.
Girl.
So as I'm throwing the Velcro balls, I'm obviously trying to get them stuck on certain letters to spell certain words.
5 seconds. E. And last throw is J.
And I decide to unscramble the letters and make the word Knighton.
Knighton.
Which is not a word, by the way.
It took me to Nintendo.com.
However, I did better than Javan. N-I-T-E-N. Knighton. I don't know what the fuck it means.
With a time of 40 seconds and 0 points, unfortunately, Javan, you will be in the pits for the rapture.
Oh my god.
The scores were
6 and 8. And Trevor has won safety for the round. And Mira will be dragging the loser of the dice competition. Congratulations, Trevor. You have won safety for the round and gotten out of the pits. Use your keys and exit.
And then I did it, and the fact that I won that, I was so happy. I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I need to not be in danger in week 3, please. So I won a spelling comp.
Calm down. Okay, what we doing?
Welcome to the Golden Gates Casino, where we will be hosting our next Power of Protection competition. This game, titled The Golden Dice. The goal of this competition is to get as many points as you can without busting. Luckily for you, it is impossible to bust on your first roll, since a 7 right off the bat will earn you a bonus 10 points. Each round, I will ask you if you would like to keep the score you currently have, or if you would like to roll again for the possibility to strengthen your score. If you decide to press your luck but end up rolling a 7, you will lose all your points. Once you decide to take your points and run, you will be locked in. The 2 players with the highest scores win their protection for this round and will enter the Golden Gates. Okay, that's 12. 5. Would you like to keep that score, or would you like to keep it going?
I like to keep going.
Okay. Number 5.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. Number 5. And a 6.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. 4. That is a 7. You are bust.
First of all, when I saw the dice game, I thought, perfect, because I just played a dice game not very long ago, so I had a sense of how the numbers could fall.
7. There's a 5. A 6. That is an 8. Okay, that is a 4.
Come on.
That is an 8.
So I rolled, I think 6 or 7 times without getting a 7. And I just realized, I got to 30, and then I thought, God, I don't know what other people have done. This is the problem.
That's a 5.
So I just gambled one more, got to 36, and I gotta tell you, I didn't feel confident at that point. But I didn't feel like I could take another chance on another roll.
And I'm at 36.
You are 36 currently.
I'm gonna stop.
And stop. Thank you.
So for the Golden Dice Challenge, I had a little, too many drinks beforehand. I was feeling a little Vegas risky. I knew that I was just going to try to get a number as high as possible, and I just kept getting pretty good damn numbers. And I probably should have stopped when I got high enough, but I got 49, and I was like, you know what? I think somebody would probably get maybe 50 or so. So I was like, I'll just do literally one more, which is what I told myself every single round. And then that resulted in me busting.
That is a 10. And would you like to keep that score, or would you like to keep going? That is a 7. Son of a bitch. Sorry. I'm never that lucky. you like to keep that and keep going?
Not a gambler, but I see why gambling is addicting. I think I had like 20 something points, and in my head I'm like, I'm not gonna roll a 7, I'm not gonna crap out, so I'm just rolling and rolling.
Would you like to keep going or would you like to keep going? That is a 7. You have busted.
And then I hear Jon V, you busted. And I was real greedy, and then I should have just stopped where I was at. I think I was in a good position, but you know, once you get on a roll, you're on a roll.
Okay, bye. That's 10. Okay. 6. I want to roll again. Okay. 7. That's a bust.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So my strategy for this dice game is really simple. Don't screw up. It's not a crapshoot, but it is a crapshoot. Like they explained in the rules, it's a game of luck, and you can always test your luck, but at the end of the day, you know, it's gonna come to bite you.
Okay, 3. And 9.
Strategy right now at this very moment is just get a number that I'm satisfied with, and that I can at least be in the middle of the pack, because if I'm in the middle of the pack, it shows that I can win this cup, but not so much that I did win this cup.
Yep, I'll have to.
That's easy.
Okay.
I'll see if you do it again.
I would love to. Would you like to roll again?
Why wouldn't I? I'll roll it again. Okay.
So as I'm going up to take my turn in the dice throwing challenge, I already knew I was going to throw that challenge because I wanted to stay in limbo. I had already caught wind that Jon V may be dragged down that round. And so I thought if he's going to be dragged down, then I definitely want to be in limbo to give him a vote to save.
I'm just gonna keep it.
The Golden Dice results. Last place scored a 0. 8th place scored a 0. 7th place scored a 0. 6th place, 0. 5th place,
0.
0.
Oh my god.
And 4th place, 0.
Holy fuck the shit.
Although 3rd place also scored 11.
Oh, okay.
So I see number 10 is 0, then 9 is 0, 8, 0, and the zeros just kept coming, which of course enhances the anticipation, right? So we get to, I think it's only 4 people maybe who scored any points at all.
And that means you probably know who you are, but we have a 30 and a 36.
When it got to number 2 at 30, at that point I knew I had won, and I couldn't control it. But
And that will be Seb and Mark. Yes! Come up here and accept your keys.
I'm so happy I got special.
You have won safety, Seb and Mark.
Oh, I guess sorry, guys.
Congratulations. Go enter the gate.
in that moment, when I saw number 2 come up at 30, I knew, okay, I don't have to worry. At least for the rest of this round, I'm safe.
So dice results come out and I get second place. I was really shocked, honestly. 30 points should not be enough to win this competition, but there are some greedy bastards in this house who love to keep going.
I have the power to drag again. This may seem like it is a good thing to have. In some aspects, sure, you get a little power, people have to kind of talk to you to save themselves. It also sucks because it puts such a big target on your back constantly because you're the person pulling someone down. Trevor, Javan, and I had a conversation prior to the Power of Redemption game, and we were told by Javan that regardless of who of us went upstairs and who of us got dragged down, we should drag down Jon V.
I'm totally fine with dragging down Jon V. Absolutely. Me too.
This is where I think a little strategy came into play. I think Javan threw the spelling competition. You're telling me you couldn't come up with something other than Knighton? That's not even a word. You threw the competition knowing that either Trevor is going upstairs or I'm going upstairs and the other one of us is gonna have drag down power and we're gonna take Jon V down so that we get the heat for that and not you. Okay. I feel like I should give reasons. Am I going to give reasons? No. So, Jon V, please come up and get your horns with me. Did someone start clapping?
We now have our 3 pits players who will be in the pits during the rapture. Now's the time to go decide who you're going to vote to save. I'll see you at the rapture.
So, no, I'm not a vet for no reason. I can read the room and your boy gets dragged down by Mira. This moment, I'm just like, okay, I think I am a target here and this all might have been a ruse. I have no idea if JoJo was in on it, but the people in the pit are definitely trying to line me up.
A what?
Are you trying to backdoor me? Like, are you trying to get me out? Because it looks like everyone's in the room and I'm not in the room.
Oh, that's because they all just keep coming in the room. So, I dragged Jon down. He asked me if I was gonna do a backdoor, and I don't actually know what that is. It's kind of the same thing that when I played my last game and they told me we weren't allowed to pregame, I thought it meant that we weren't allowed to drink before the competition.
So, but why did you drag me out of there?
It kind of looks like a power play. It kind of looks like I'm gonna drink off top. And he said, did you tell people not to say my name? And I was like, no, I told them to say my name. That way I'm safe. And he was like, well, that's not what I'm hearing, da-da-da. And I was like, okay, whatever. The votes will show.
Everyone also said that you're super competitive, so me pulling you down looks good on my end because it looks like I'm going for top players.
So Mira drags down Jon V, and I think that is a perfectly fine decision based on things I heard about them playing Survivor last week. But in going into the vote, I am thinking of saving my bestie Mira. But I'm not sure where everybody's heads are at in that decision.
What's y'all's beef?
Speaking of beef, I want a McDouble, extra cheese, not onions. Ugh, this is like a tough decision just because I want Jon V in this game, but I want Javan in this game, but I feel like Mira is kind of like spearheading things in a way. Like she has been doing every single round up to this point, being in the pits. And while I'm okay with saving Javan, and I would want Javan to be saved, like the safest out of all 3 of them, I feel the need to speak up and let people know what I've been noticing about Mira's game, so it doesn't become a situation that if I'm sitting beside Mira, I maybe need to go ahead and pack my bags because I'm going to be automatically the one going home. I think it's becoming a little obvious who is kind of spearheading things.
Yeah.
And so I'm okay with going along with things 1 or 2 rounds, but I don't want to become the person that sits beside a certain person just really spearhead my demise.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So Javan, Jon, and Mira, I really like Javan and obviously love Mira. My hope is for Jon to get this week. So I'll be voting to save Mira. I know people have been getting a little bit skeptical about her because it seems to be that she's been in the pits a few times and has been able to convince people to not send her home or to save her. So I think it's starting to get like a common storyline where people are kind of getting concerned with how powerful of a social player that she is. So I think that's putting a target on her back, but I'm hoping that people can see that Jon is just as big, if not a bigger threat at this point.
So tonight I'm planning on saving Jon V because Jon V is my number one. I trust him. I also trust Charlie pretty well, but Jon's my number one, ride or die.
I know that I have at least Charlie, Nate, Javan, and Lydia. We're gonna go to the boat now.
Welcome to your third rapture of the night. The 9 of you will be voting, and you will each now get 30 seconds to say anything you want that might help sway some votes. So Jon, you're gonna go first.
Everyone that's sitting here, when I was an Omni, I said I wanted to say your name. And some of you that's sitting here, like, I voted to keep you in the game, so I just hope I get the same courtesy.
Okay, next.
Welcome again. It's nice to see all your faces again from this perspective. I really appreciate to not end up here a fourth time. Please save me. I love you all very much, and I really don't want to die yet.
This is my absolute first LRG, and I would love to stay. And I've heard certain information from Girlinas in the Golden Gates, so I hope you do that, what you will. So.
Tonight I will be voting to save Mira.
I vote to save Javan.
Okay, probably nobody knows this, but Jon is my number one, so I am saving Jon.
I'm going to vote to save Javan.
My vote is to save Jon.
I'm gonna vote to save Jon.
I would like to save Mira.
I am voting to save Javan.
I'm gonna vote to save Javan, and I'm hoping me and Mira kind of tie, and then it goes to a revote maybe. Let's see what happens. I think that's the only option I have, or I'm chopped liver. Yeah.
The votes have been tallied, and there is a vote. The vote is 4-3-2. The one with 2 votes to save will be going home. Jon, you have 3 votes to save, and you are safe. Javan and Mira. Javan, you have 4 votes to save, and Mira has been raptured.
I got 2 votes. I was supposed to have 5. The math is not mathing. I know for sure Nate saved me. Now I'm trying to decide if Javan or Charlie fucked me over. I'm inclined to believe that Javan voted for me because he promised he would, but also Charlie and I have been trying to save each other throughout so far. Either way, I'm fucking livid because I am so certain that Javan and Jon V are working together at this point, and I was just a fucking pawn to get out of the way.